I had been experiencing back pain for about 3 years, and I'd been treated by the pain clinic with cortisone injections. And last year in June, I believe it was, the physician told me that he needed to do an MRI again to check my back. And when they did the MRI, they said, we can't control this with pain medication anymore. You need surgery. Well, I'm a nurse, and I looked at the MRI and I'm like, oh, I don't believe I want surgery, but what am I going to do? Because the pain was so bad that I could not even walk without assistance. My husband encouraged me to come in here and see about getting some treatment here. I came in and doctor said he needed to get my MRI and look at it, and he would let me know, and he immediately the next day said he thought he could help me. So I came in still doubting it, but got my first treatment, and after the first treatment I noticed a change. So I came every week for about 4 days a week for about 8 weeks. I've been off treatment now since I can't even remember. I want to say September. So I'm coming every 3 months right now for maintenance, and I have been pain-free all of that time. I'm just amazed at it. I am so grateful that I didn't have surgery and that my husband talked me into coming in here and getting that treatment. The treatment here is it's really relaxing. Some days when I come in and I'm rushing around and uptight, it's almost relaxing to get on the table and be put in a position where you can relax for, I don't know, I think you're on there 20 or 30 minutes. I don't know. It's just a very relaxed, and there's no pain. The spinal decompression, it really, after a series of treatment, really eliminates the pain, or it is for me. I realize that everybody may not be as fortunate as I am to have it completely removed, but it did completely remove it for me, and I really haven't experienced any pain. So to me, it's a miracle. I can't believe now that I turn over in bed. I mean, my life is normal. I mean, I just can't explain it. It's just unbelievable, the relief and how comfortable I am now, and just sorry that I didn't come a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I grew up in the construction trades, and I've always been considered a very active person. Sports, leisure activities, golf, and all that changed about a year ago on Memorial Day. I was checking out of a hotel and carrying a heavy cooler full of ice. Got about 10 steps and felt a pop in my back. So in the ensuing weeks, I spent time with massages. I tried physical therapy. I tried the steroid shot. Nothing seemed to work. And, I really started to think that was kind of the beginning of the end of ever being active again for me. So at that point, I thought I'd try a different route, and I contacted the Disc Centers of America, and I came in with an MRI and had a free consultation. So I was pretty much out of options, so I thought I'd give it a shot. So I did a 6-week therapy. Here I am a year later. I'm back to being active, playing golf, and he really turned my life back around. I would definitely say give it a shot. It's a much better, safer alternative to surgery, and it worked for me. If you're one of those people that are living through excruciating pain, there is a solution.
So I've been taking epidurals for the past 6 years, and it came to where my insurance denied any more epidurals into my neck, and we had filed the claim again and again, and it kept getting denied. So I knew it was time to do something else. I saw the commercial on TV, and I thought, what have I got to lose but pain? So I went ahead, came over. So the decompression experience was very relaxing. There were times when you fall asleep on the bed because it is so relaxing. It doesn't seem to last as long as what it does, so the time goes very quickly. I noticed some difference, but when I got out in the car and I went to turn my head around or to the back to see if there's any traffic, that's when I noticed it. I thought, wow, I haven't done that for years. So that was a big shock to me that I can turn my head. So after that, I came back and I just continually noticing I'm not needing the Aleve. I'm able to sleep. The pain then just went away. My quality of life was very limited as far as picking up my grandchildren, doing housework, golfing, gardening, mowing. I had to take at least 4 Aleve a day, and after I came here, I haven't been taking Aleve. My quality of life is back. I regained my youth, I regained my activities, and I'm sleeping so much better. Before I could only sleep a few hours at a time, and now I'm able to sleep all night long. I have told many people as soon as they tell me they're having back pain, disc pain, I immediately tell them of this place, and I tell them they have nothing to lose. So come over, you'll love the people here, and give it a try.
I couldn't hardly walk. I couldn't stand up straight. I couldn't sit down in a chair. I had to lean up against the back of a chair during the consultation with him, and was just in a great deal of pain. I mean, just to the point where I couldn't hardly stand it. It was either try this method or have surgery, and I didn't want to go the surgery route unless that was my last resort. I just heard, I guess, too many stories. Once you have surgery, you're going to go back for at least 1 or 2 more. My dad's had 3. I didn't really want to go down that route, so this was much more appealing to me. He told me I was in pretty bad shape, but he, was willing to try to help, and at that point I was more than willing to try because I was in so much pain I had to do something. I had 2 herniated discs, some stenosis, and just about everything else you could imagine. And I had 1 shot in my back to kind of ease the pain, and that allowed me to be able to lay down on the table and let them do their work. And from then on, it was great. I mean, it just continually got better and better. Oh, if you need a little nap, it's the best thing for you. You just come in, it's very relaxing. There's absolutely no pain to it at all. They put you in the harness. They think you I wondered if I was going to have to jump out of an airplane the first couple of times, but then they just lay you on the bed and it just stretches you out, and it really feels good. And like I said, there was no pain to it at all, which really surprised me. Well, when I first came to Dr. Lohr was almost a year ago exactly at this time. It was summer of 2016, and I lost basically that whole summer. I couldn't do anything at all. And by September, I was back to, I still had to take it easy, but now I'm back to doing everything I was before. So it's been well worthwhile. I had a friend over at Monticello that was having the same problems I was. He did the same thing. He had put it off and put it off. He was finally convinced he had to do something, came over and went through the same treatment and agreed he wished he had done it 6 months ago. So it worked for him too.
Initially, I was having a lot of shoulder pain and was diagnosed with bursitis and got shots for that, and it worked. And then once I quit working, I quit getting the shots, and then it got to the point where I couldn't sleep, couldn't lay on my sides, and decided, okay, it's time to quit being a baby, go back to the doctor. He says, well, you don't have bursitis at all, which he had been treating me for years. He said, you have spinal stenosis and you really need to see a surgeon. Well, I've never had surgery other than dental surgery, and the thought of it just didn't do a whole lot for me. So I thought there's got to be another route, and then all of a sudden something clicked and I remembered, hey, I've seen this guy on TV talking about bring in your MRI and I can look at it for free and tell you if I can help you. So I decided to do that. And lo and behold, I was shocked. He said, I think I could help you. He said, at least postpone surgery for 20 years. And I thought, that sounds good to me because I could be dead in 20 years and never have to have this surgery. So that sounds like a win-win for me. I sleep better. I wake up. I want to get out of bed. I don't lay there and look at the clock and say, oh gosh, it's only 7 o'clock. I'll just, go back to sleep till 9, in which I usually would. Didn't matter what time I went to bed. So I'm definitely resting better, which has also helped with my quality of life. I want to thank the Disc Centers of America just because they can change your life.
Well, my name is Scott, and the reason I came here, I'm an ex-golf professional, and I thought I was going to retire and play golf all the day. Eventually, my L4 and L5 started to deteriorate. Unfortunately, I didn't know that. But we had two choices. First choice is I could be fused with L4 and L5. That wasn't an option for me, being that I don't like knives or anything like that, so that wasn't going to happen. The second thing is he explained to me how the system actually worked, how they put on the gear to where they laid me onto the table, how far it was going to pull me, and exactly what was happening. When he pulled the vertebrae and opened them, oxygen, water, and blood will actually fill back, and the cartilage will go back. Eventually, we'll start opening the vertebrae up and down, until the vertebrae got strong enough where it could hold itself up. Along with that, he used a laser on my back after he froze my back. That laser actually builds the mesh that helps hold that in place. And it took, I was pulled probably 32 times, okay? But at that point, the laser actually helped tremendously, okay? And I can tell you that now I'm very strong. Well, let's go back. Remember, I told you I was a retired golf professional. I still give some lessons, and one of the things I wanted to do was still be able to play. Well, when I get out of the golf cart, because I'm sitting on my back, I would hit the golf ball and almost fall down. The pain was excruciating. Forget 10, forget 20, it's 100. I had so much pain down my legs that if I did sit down, I couldn't get back up. Now, I was only 58 at the time. I just turned 58. This is not the life I wanted to lead. When I came here, we started, my pain level was 10, of course. As weeks went by, my pain level dropped. As of today, my pain level is 0. Is they take care of you, they make sure this is good for you. They do my 15-year-old granddaughter, they do my daughter, they do my son-in-law, and they also do my 12-year-old granddaughter.
My name's Megan Tibbs, and for about the last 10 years, my pain was on and off. I would go a couple weeks, it would be fine, or a couple months, and then I would go months at a time where it was just excruciating. I spent a lot of time sitting around and not being able to do anything. I wasn't able to play with my kids as much as I would have liked, things like that. I spent a lot of time, I made a couple emergency room trips. Nothing seemed to help. It was pretty miserable for about a decade on and off. I was told that I would probably need to go to therapy, eventually get shots, and maybe need surgery someday. Pain medications are risky, obviously. There's the danger of becoming addicted. They're bad for other organs inside your body, especially if you have to be on them your whole life. I came across people who had got shots over and over again, who said they hurt, they work for a little bit, but they hurt to get, and then you eventually go back for another one, and you eventually go back for another one, but they hurt, and they don't work forever. And then I've talked to several people who had even gone all the way through and ended up having to have surgery, and many of those people had to have multiple surgeries, and their backs still hurt today. So when I first started, I was in a lot of pain. My first week was pretty rough, just because I was already in a pretty bad place. I remember sitting outside of work one morning, and I was just in tears because I didn't know how I was going to get up the steps. So about a week and a half into treatment, I don't know, I can't explain what happened, but I just felt immensely better. I felt so much better all the time, and it was great. Usually when I'm on the table, I just rest. I take a little nap, and they come and wake me up when I'm done. Oh, it's a lot better. Little things like that I didn't even know before that I wasn't able to do. On my son's 4th birthday, I realized that I was helping him open presents while sitting on the floor. It never occurred to me before, but I had never helped him open presents at his birthday parties before because it was too hard for me to get up and down off the floor. So that was a pretty eye-opening moment for me that I was able to do that so easily. I've been just in general a happier person. I've been in a better mood. It's changed almost every aspect of my life because I just feel so much better.
About 5.5 probably years ago, I hurt my back, and I went to the doctor, and I done the therapy, and I done the shots, and I done the water therapy, and none of it done any good. And I was just about ready to go for the surgery. There wasn't anything else left. Of course, I had MRIs and all that stuff. And so I brought him the MRIs and the X-rays and everything. He said, "Yeah," he says, I can help you." And I went through the 44 treatments, I think it was. After about 25 treatments, I could tell it was getting better. I was walking with a cane when I first came here, and in pain about every step. And after, like I say, about 25 treatments, why it started getting better and better. And I still come every 2 months for just maintenance, what you call maintenance. And my back's so much better than it was, there's no comparison. I have recommended to some people. I've had a couple people call because they knew I came down here. I said, well, if you find out the treatment that your doctor doesn't do, they just want you to do therapy and that kind of stuff. And I said, if it doesn't do you good, I says, give Doc Laura a call. I says, all you have to do is bring your x-ray and an MRI, and he can tell you whether he can help you or not. It's that simple. I said, he sure helped me. And they know that because they know I'm not walking with a cane.
Okay, my name is Bob Fisher. I'm almost 62 years old. I'm very active. When I was early 20s, I got rear-ended, got hit really hard, so the curvature of my neck became straight, and I had a pinched vertebrae in the bottom. So I went to chiropractic my whole life because I was always in pain. And my wife and I were looking for treatment for her. We looked at decompression. Sherry, my wife, we just saw her. She did her back, and I was doing my neck because my mother died of an aneurysm, and ever since I had my car accident in my 20s, I've always had a pain in the right side of my head, and that's how she died. She had an aneurysm in the right side of her head, so I thought I had one. So I went for an MRA. They found no aneurysm. They told me I had a pinched nerve in my neck. So, I figured I'd try the decompression. So I did the decompression for my neck, and the pain's gone. I play racquetball, I lift weights, I'm very active, and it was great. My neck was great, and I said, how about let's do my back? So my back, whenever I did anything around the house, or I bent over, or I was, changing a salt cell or something, I had really bad pain in my back, and now it's not there. So I'm almost done with my back. My neck is done, and I feel fantastic. I go to the gym 3 times a week for 2 hours, every time I go, and it's kind of changed my life too because I feel, great, and I don't have the pain, and the pain is horrible. When you have pain, it's really bad. Both docs are great. They both alternate how they adjust. They have different styles, and they're both great. The staff is fantastic. I come in and I kid around with all the staff, and it's like a social thing for me. Like I'm gonna get depressed when it's over, and I'm just come in and just say hi to them. But it's a great practice. We just referred someone here who went to the eye doctor, and there was a lady that had some problems with her back, and we just referred several people over here. And what they're doing is a great thing for people that help them, get rid of the pain and not have the surgery. Because surgery, the way I researched it is when they fuse the bones, they put more stress on the bones on the top and the bottom, and you keep getting more and more surgeries. Eventually, you become immobile. So this is fantastic. So I highly recommend it. I feel great. 62 years old, got big guns, and that's it.
Well, my name's Don Williams, and I just mistreated my back for years, and it just got worse and worse, and it was pretty bad. Got to the point where I had a tough time sleeping and getting in and out of cars and driving the car, and ended up sleeping in the recliner. And I went through, did about everything you could do, and then I finally went and had a shot, and that relieved it for just a short while. Then I heard about coming here to the doctor, so I came in, and it was a couple weeks, started feeling better, and I was really happy with that. And then and I'm fine now. I mean, have no pain, getting in and out of cars, driving, and there's no problem, sleeping back in the bed again, and so it's really worked out well for me. Well, the first thing I want to say is all the girls are very nice here. They treat you well, and when I came in, I came with my wife, and we talked to, I forget the lady's name, and then went into the doctor's office, and he come down and sat down, and he had whatever it was, the MRI or whatever the thing was he was looking at. And he explained to me what the problem was and how he would work with it. And I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try. Oh, it's a whole lot better now. I don't have any pain there. I do what he told me to do. I take a little better care of it, and I watch how I'm lifting and things like that. But before, yes, it was, and I got to the point where I didn't want to go to bed at night, and so I just sit in the recliner and watch TV. But now, it's just, as far as the quality of life, it's just 100% better.
I had a lot of stinging, burning, and extreme pain in my feet from neuropathy, which is diabetic neuropathy. And the drugs weren't helping. Nothing was helping. Pain creams would dull it a little bit. So finally we decided to come in here and see what they could do for me here. And I've noticed a big difference in relief that I'm getting when I do come in here. And now I'm in the maintenance part of it, where I come in once a month, and I really look forward to it. I walk out with no pain now. But about a month later, it starts coming back. So it's been a tremendous help for me, and it's really made my life quite a bit better. Go out and give them a try, either for your back problems. My daughter went through here, and they did a tremendous work on her back, and she hasn't been back since. I mean, she's just great. And come out and give them a try. It's really worth the money, and just try it.
I was at the end of my rope. My back was really bad, been through different treatments, and I came for the spinal decompression therapy. I was in pain daily, radiating down both my legs, numbness in one leg, horrible pain during the day, and now after 30-something treatments, I am completely pain-free. Well, first we did x-rays. He reviewed the x-rays and saw which areas I had problems, and he recommended we do the spinal decompression to help alleviate the compressing of the discs, and that would alleviate the pain with regular adjustments too. When you come to this office, you feel like you're with family. Everybody is warm, embracing, extremely competent, and very friendly and very professional. They make you feel at ease. My pain was at a 10. I was doing every kind of therapy, nothing was working. Like I said, after about 25 or so treatments, I was pain-free. I remember the day I told him my pain was a 0. And now I go about my everyday activities with no pain whatsoever. I've been going to a chiropractor since I'm 14 years of age because of scoliosis. I saw a surgeon 4 years ago, and that's not the route I wanted to go. I believe in chiropractic. I just needed to go one step up. I highly recommend spinal decompression. I'm living proof that it works.
I started getting pains in my lower back, and I had already had an MRI, and they told me it was spinal stenosis. And my pain was all from my lower back down. I had sharp pains up and down my legs. I had numbness in my legs. Well, I'm a dancer, and it certainly affected that because my legs just didn't want to do it. I went from dancing 3-4 nights a week to 1. I didn't want surgery. I didn't want shots, and that's what I was looking at. So I decided to go with this. I'm very happy I did. It didn't take too many treatments until I was feeling a lot better, getting back to the dancing. I'm still not quite back as much as I was, but more. And I have very little pain now. Well, the table is long and it's split in the middle, and you just get on it, lay down, and rest. No pain. Yeah, I felt a little stretching here and there, but the time went very fast. It was 50 minutes, and it went very fast. He made me feel like he really cared if I got well or not. And he acted like he wanted to help me as much as he possibly could. When I first talked to him, he told me he could probably help me 30%. And it's much more than that. I would say in the 90s.
Well, I just retired about going on 2 years ago. And I was an acute dialysis nurse. So I did a lot of heavy lifting, patients' equipment, and a lot of commuting back and forth. And I had a history of having broke my back. I was a swimmer and a diver when I was a kid. So I've always been an active bicycle rider too. But in the last few years, few years, I mean, the pain in my back was such that, I mean, I just couldn't even hardly get up and move around and walk or anything. Put on a lot of weight. So when I heard about the disc center here, came, nothing had worked before, and I went through the regimen that they had here, and it was phenomenal. I had almost instant relief on the first treatment. So after completing the regimen here, it was phenomenal. I was able to get back riding my bicycle, even with the dieting, lost 20-some plus pounds in the last 2 years, which has helped tremendously for all the other problems that I've had, the neuropathy in the feet. So to me, it's been a complete success. I recommend this to anybody, a lot of my friends, people.
Hi, my name is John. In 2015, I came home and I found my wife on the floor with severe pain. And I felt helpless, not being able to help her. I didn't know what to do. So I started doing research online, and that's when I discovered the decompression. I never heard about it, and no one's ever spoken to us about it. So I did a little research, and then I realized it's 5 minutes from my house, and that just blew me away because I had no idea that it was here. So we made an appointment, we spoke to the doctor, he explained everything that it was gonna do, and right away I said, okay, I'm in, let's start. When do we start? He said, we could start right now. I said, let's do it. I didn't even think about it. I didn't waste any time because I didn't want my wife to go to surgery. I've been through surgery and it was terrible. I didn't want her to experience what I went through. So once he explained what the back decompression was gonna do, it was just awesome. I was overwhelmed with joy. A few weeks after, her pain went from almost a 10 and it started going down gradually. And I said, okay, this is working, this is great, I can't believe it. And now she's down to a 1, almost a 0. So she's no longer in pain, not on medication. I didn't want her on medication either. You know, the Percocet is terrible. I didn't want her on that either. So she's doing great. And we just want everyone else to know, just come on by, it's a free consultation, speak to the doctor, show them your MRI, show them what you're being told that you have to do, and it's not, you don't have to have surgery. Come here first, check it out, do the back decompression. It's gonna change your life. It's changed my life. I have my wife back. We're doing stuff. We're going out. We're playing with our kids, our grandkids, and it's just amazing. Don't waste your time. Do it.
I had pain mostly in the lower back. It went all the way down my hip and all the way down my thigh and clear down into my ankles. I couldn't drive. I couldn't mow my lawn. Couldn't do anything. And I was ready to do something different. So I called them on Monday when I got the phone call on Wednesday or Thursday. I found out they don't work on Friday, so Saturday, Sunday. And I made an appointment, and she said, well, we'll need a recent CAT scan. Well, I just had one. So I went and got it, and was over here the next day. And that went real well. He came in, took the CAT scan and went and studied it. So he was sitting in another room visiting with one of the ladies. And that's why he came in and he had a picture that he wanted. And he says, well, I think I can help you. And then he had those dummies sitting on top there and he showed me how it worked. How it pulled moisture into between the vertebrae. Well, it was real easy. You stand there, up, and they lay you back. And these girls are good. They are good. They know how to put the equipment on you, getting snugged up. They get you tied down, and they say, do you want a pillow? Do you want a blanket? Do you want anything you want? And it's just a great experience. There's no pain. I can feel it stretching, and I like that. That's what I wanted to do. It's altogether different. I was just laid up. I had to have a cane, a walker, and I couldn't stand any period of time, couldn't even stand 5 minutes. And that's not very good quality. But now, I don't have a cane. I got a walker, but I'm using it for trips. That was something, I had to miss some trips I was planning on because I wasn't able to go. But now I can. That's the difference. That, plus I can mow my lawn, I can go to the grocery store.
I was having trouble with movement. I couldn't walk upstairs. I couldn't walk in grocery stores. I was having trouble picking up a gallon of milk. I had to sit at the counters to do anything in the kitchen. I wasn't comfortable in cars. I couldn't get in and out of a car. I basically had pain with most movement, no gardening, no athletics, no walking. When I was at rest, I couldn't be comfortable. I couldn't sleep at night. There was just no times when I was pain-free. It's been amazing. I have my life back. I can walk anywhere. I jump out of a chair. I don't even think about my movements now. I am careful, but I don't have the pain. There's no need for pain medication. I shop. I've even gardened. I do things that I hadn't done for years. It's truly amazing how well I feel. I have tried every other avenue for this. I had tried chiropractic, pain medication, magnetic therapy. I've been to physical therapy, and nothing even touched it like this treatment. And it's a painless treatment. It's relaxing, it's painless, and it works.
When I came in to see Doc, I couldn't stand up straight. I could barely walk. My wife had to help me everywhere. I went and seen a KISS show in a wheelchair because I wasn't about to give that up. But just, excruciating pain. I'd had surgery on my back once before, and it hurt so bad I couldn't move. Like I said, I've had it twice now, and I know exactly what it feels like. And it hurt really bad. And I would have to come in with my hand on my wife's shoulder to help me just get in the building. And to get on the table was unmerciful. And now it's jump up there, do your stretch, get off, do a little ice. 20 minutes later, you're up and on your way out the door. When I first started, one of the girls thought I was really grumpy, and she wouldn't talk to me. And as we went along, I guess I got to feeling better. As we went along, it was a steady progression of being able to get up and move and do just a little bit more and a little bit more. And finally, by the 8th week, I was doing pretty much what I wanted to do. And, mowing the yard, waxing the car. But I'd come in and they'd stretch me out. It'd just be like laying on a thing. And I listen to music, so I don't go at fairly loud pitch, so I don't go to sleep. But a lot of people, I could go to sleep. It's very, very relaxing to do. I tell them at least, give it a try, because if I wished I would have known about this before surgery. Surgery was about 5 years ago. I wished I would have known that then. I would have tried that then. I could have very well saved myself a trip to the emergency room and being cut on and everything else. I would have definitely tried this. He does a great job to help get you back on your feet and get you moving again. And I've told him before, he saved my life, so.
My name is Maria, and the reason why I came here, it was because of my husband. I've been in a lot of pain through years. Since 2015, I was in such pain that I couldn't even walk. I would go to sleep and I would literally pull my hair from the pain. My back is really bad, and my neck. Right now they're working on my back, and it's been amazing. Since the day we came in here, I felt like I was in a place where they really care for people. It's not just a number, it's caring, the way they explain everything to us. My next step was gonna be surgery. My husband and I, we did not want surgery at all because we've heard it's really bad. And I've been through different chiropractor places, I've been to different therapies, and nothing was helping me. So I said, oh my God, another place to go to. And it was like my whole life opened up again. I felt like I had a little bit of hope, and it wasn't a little bit of hope. It was a big hope. My life is back. I came in when I was like 7, 10 in pain, and right now I'm practically a 1 to 0, and I am it's amazing. I feel like I have a life again. I can be with my kids, with my grandkids. I come in here, I feel like I'm in a family place versus another number like I mentioned before. He recommended to do the decompression, which when I first walked in and I saw the big bed, I was like, oh my God, what does that do to you? But it's awesome. You just lay there, you relax, and then it decompresses your back. So, and that's what I needed. I need my vertebrae to get apart so they can start moving the regular way. They will do anything there is to be done to make you feel 100%.
25 or 30 years ago, it all started because I liked anything I could get my arms around, I'd pick it up. Finally, it took its toll. My back ended up with herniated discs. Suffered through it for a long time. A few other chiropractors that would soothe it for a while. A few meds that would soothe it for a while. And finally, then last fall, had an episode. Acted up, put me on my back for several days. We'd had a relative that had been over here a couple years ago. I should have come sooner. Got through the procedure and got started on the machines. I have felt much better, been able to do everything that I need to do and done it a lot better than I had for years. So real happy with the results that I have right now, what I'm going through. I've done a few things. I can still manage to mess it up on my own. I haven't learned yet not to grab everything that I want moved, but the treatments have been going real well, and I feel much better. Sleep good at night, can get out and do everything I need to do better than I could for a long time. Don't wait as long as I did to get here. I should have been here. I should have, and it's well worth the hour's drive I come over here now, so very happy.
I had been experiencing back pain for about 3 years, and I'd been treated by the pain clinic with cortisone injections. And last year in June, I believe it was, the physician told me that he needed to do an MRI again to check my back. And when they did the MRI, they said, you know, we can't control this with pain medication anymore. You need surgery. Well, I'm a nurse, and I looked at the MRI, and I'm like, oh, I don't believe I want surgery, but what am I going to do? Because the pain was so bad that I could not even walk without assistance. My husband encouraged me to come in here and see about getting some treatment here. I came in, and doctor said he needed to get my MRI and look at it, and he would let me know, and he immediately, the next day, said he thought he could help me. So I came in still doubting it, but got my first treatment, and after the first treatment, I noticed a change. So I came every week for about 4 days a week for about 8 weeks. I've been off treatment now since I can't even remember. I want to say September. So I come in I'm coming every 3 months right now for maintenance, and I have been pain-free all of that time. I'm just amazed at it. I am so grateful that I didn't have surgery and that my husband talked me into coming in here and getting that treatment. The treatment here is it's really relaxing. Some days when I come in and I'm rushing around and uptight, it's almost relaxing to get on the table and be put in a position where you can relax for, I don't know, I think you're on there 20 or 30 minutes. I don't know. It's just a very relaxed, and there's no pain. The spinal decompression, it really, after a series of treatment, really eliminates the pain, or it does for me. I realize that Everybody may not be as fortunate as I am to have it completely removed, but it did completely remove it for me. And I really haven't experienced any pain, so to me, it's a miracle. I can't believe now that I turn over in bed. I mean, my life is normal. I mean, I just can't explain it. It's just unbelievable, the relief and how comfortable I am now, and just sorry that I didn't come a long, long time ago.
The day I came over to see Dr. Lohr for the consultation, I couldn't hardly walk. I couldn't stand up straight. I couldn't sit down in a chair. I had to lean up against the back of a chair during the consultation with him, and was just in a great deal of pain. I mean, I just to the point where I couldn't hardly stand it. It was either try this method or have surgery, and I didn't want to go the surgery route unless that was my last resort. I just heard, I guess, too many stories. Once you have surgery, you're going to go back for at least 1 or 2 more. My dad's had 3. I didn't really want to go down that route, so this was much more appealing to me. When I first talked to Dr. Lohr, he was real honest with me. He told me I was in pretty bad shape, but he, was willing to try to help. And at that point, I was more than willing to try because I was in so much pain I had to do something. I had 2 herniated discs, some stenosis, and just about everything else you could imagine. And I had 1 shot in my back to kind of ease the pain, and that allowed me to be able to lay down on the table and let them do their work. And from then on, it was great. I mean, it just continually got better and better. Oh, if you need a little nap, it's the best thing for you. You just come in, it's very relaxing. There's absolutely no pain to it at all. They put you in the harness. They think you I wondered if I was going to have to jump out of an airplane the first couple of times, but then they just lay you on the bed and it just stretches you out, and it really feels good. And like I said, there was no pain to it at all, which really surprised me. Well, when I first came to Dr. Lohr, was almost a year ago exactly at this time. It was summer of 2016, and I lost basically that whole summer. I couldn't do anything at all. And by September, I was back to, I still had to take it easy, but now I'm back to doing everything I was before. So it's been well worthwhile. I had a friend over at Monticello was having the same problems I was. He did the same thing. He had put it off and put it off. He was finally convinced he had to do something, came over and went through the same treatment and agreed he wished he'd done it 6 months ago. So it worked for him too.
I had severe back problems and I had the MRIs done. I had the injections in my back to no avail. They did not help. Well, I had a lot of pain that was scrutinizing. It was hard for me to even get up out of bed, stand, or anything else. And I was probably going to be facing surgery, which I did not want to do. And I do not like taking medications. About the most I'll ever take is ibuprofen. I saw the advertisement and we thought we'd just try it because it was a free interview, sit down one-on-one with them. And my wife came with me and we were very convinced we had to try it. It was very simple. They put a harness on you and put you on a table, and then after about 29 minutes of decompressing in and out, then you got off the table and you went over and iced down for about 20 minutes. Then you was able to make your journey home. And of course, they had a belt that they wanted you to wear if you was going to be riding long periods of time. And I do that faithfully too. My back issues have just about totally disappeared. I've never had such great luck with my back, feeling as good as it is. It's really helped me in doing things that I wasn't able to do before. Well, I want to thank Disc Centers of America because they helped me through some really hard times with a lot of pain, and now I'm pretty well pain-free and I really feel much, much better.
When I first came in here, I couldn't walk by myself at all. I had to have help on both sides. And I was in so much pain that they put a pillow under your legs. I couldn't even lift my legs. They had to. Oh, I can do things. I have to take it slow because I'm 96 years old. So I have to take it slow like an old person does. But I'm on my 2 feet, and I thank the good Lord for that. when I had got my treatments done, I walked out of here with my own 2 feet and no pain. I thank God for this place. I really do. Oh yes, I'd recommend this place to anybody. Anybody.
I always had a lot of lower back pain and years and years of it. I was down in Florida this winter and the sciatic nerve kicked in on my right side and I was in pain just about 24/7 for 2 months. And I told myself when I get back I'm doing something. My main doctor said I was too young to have surgery and that wasn't a good option. Another doctor would not give me another shot. So the day I got back I called over here and made an appointment and come over and seen him 3 or 4 days later. And then I came back the next day to talk to him some more, and that's when I decided that, yeah, let's try this. But it's, once you figure out what it's doing and everything, it's very comfortable. They've been great. I mean, I come in, I drove over here 4 days a week for 43 times. Get right in, they get you on the table, they know what they're doing. They check on you. The doctor will come through and he'll talk to you while you're laying on the table. Just great. I mean, everybody did a perfect job. Wonderful staff and good place to go. I'd like to thank Disc Centers of America, and it's made a difference in my life. It's definitely better.
Hi, I'm Debbie Lash, and when I first started to come here, I was so I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, my body was off. I'd been in 2 accidents, threw me from the vehicle both times. I was in a coma in the hospital for 2 months, and when I came to, they told my husband I had a 10% chance of living, walking, talking. I had to learn how to do everything. It hurt. I had constant pain in my neck and my back. And then when I fractured my neck again 2 years ago, they were afraid I was going to be paralyzed for life. Came through that all right, and I thought, I can't stand the pain. And all the doctors I'd been to were like, we're not going to operate. Well, that's great because I don't want it. And I came here, and my general physician said, I don't think anything like that could help you. And I said, I'm trying everything and I don't want to take pain pills, so I'm going to try it. So I called, I came in, and I could not, when I came here, I walked off balance and everything. Driving especially bothered me. I couldn't turn my head barely at all. So to turn around, like backing up the car, I would have to push myself up from the floorboard and literally pull my body to the side so I could look behind me or something. Now I can turn my head, I can walk. The pain is it's gone from 10 and above to like 2, 3. I'm walking, I'm doing great. It's like I'm almost back to what I was before all this happened. It's just amazing.
My name's Ed Marshall, and I had severe back pain. Last summer, I was the most miserable man on the planet, and I was making everybody around me miserable. I was a big skeptic about the whole process, but I spoke to a customer of mine, and he was a big believer, and he had gotten relieved. And I came up here, he laid it all out for me. He told me what was going to happen. He put me on the table, my first decompression. It didn't hurt. It felt great when I got done. I went back for more treatments. I went through the whole entire regimen. I can't tell you the difference it's made in my life. When you walk in here, they know who you are. They know what you've been through. The doctor teaches these people, they treat you like a long-lost member of your family. They're very professional. They put you on the table and put you through the decompression. It's just no arguments. It's just, do you need anything? Do you want anything? Can we help you? I was a grouchy old man last summer, and it affected my relationship with my adult daughter, who works with me, with my gal. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I was a pain in the butt. And when I leave here, I'm going golfing. That makes that much difference. Thanks to Disc Centers of America, I'm back in action and I love it.
Well, before the Disc Centers of America, I was going to so many different places and trying so many different things, different therapies, different treatments. I even went on a diet. Nothing was seeming to work. I've been to different chiropractors, but once I came to the Disc Centers of America, everything started to change gradually. And I can feel so much better getting up in the morning, because it was times where I couldn't even get out of bed. It was time when it was hard for me to sleep. I would toss and I would turn at night. And now I can actually sleep. I can wake up in the morning with a smile on my face. You know, it makes me feel so much better, and I'm so grateful and thankful for everything the Disc Centers of America has done for me. And if I had to recommend them to anybody, I would tell them this is the place to go, because when all else fails, they're going to tell you exactly what it is that they can do for you. And if they can't help you, they will let you know. And that's what I like about it. They're straightforward and they're honest, good people. And I'm just grateful that I was able to walk in through those doors, because without them, I don't know what I would be doing right now, because I was at the end of thinking that there was no help for me. But since I've been coming here, and now that I see I'm getting my life back, and it's just such a blessing, and I'm so grateful for what they're doing.
Okay, my name is Jana Zabel, and I had issues with my down my back, down my legs, down the front of my leg. So painful, like at night you couldn't sleep without, you know, some kind of pain medication. I usually, you know, Motrin, that kind of stuff is what I usually take, but it was to the point where I knew I had to do something. 14 years ago, I had surgery on my back to remove a cyst from my spinal cord, so I was almost afraid that it had grown back. I did the MRI, saw that it wasn't, that it was just that my spine had compressed, and so I thought, I've got two options. I can either do the surgery to take care of the little bulge that I had, or I can come here and do the spinal decompression, which I would rather do than surgery, of course. The experience of actually having the decompression treatment is very relaxing, really. I mean, you just lay down on the table. It doesn't hurt. You can feel the pull, but it doesn't hurt at all. In fact, lots of people sleep through it. It's very relaxing. Now I don't have to take pain medications anymore. I can do all the things that I love to do, take care of my yard, my house, my grandkids, everything that I like to do. Plus, I get to ride my motorcycle. I want to thank Disc Centers of America for actually giving me the quality of life that I had before I had all the pain, and for allowing me to be able to do all the things that I like to do.
2 years ago, last July, I injured my back, and I was home a few hours. I couldn't stand the pain anymore, so about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, called an ambulance, went to the ER, and after x-rays and CAT scan, the ER doctor came in and said, "Can't do anything for you. There's nothing wrong with you. You have to leave." Well, I didn't have any transportation. My wife was in a rehab center, so I told him, I said, "Well, just put me in a wheelchair and shove me out in the parking lot, and I'll figure something out." So I called friends, and they came to the hospital about 10 o'clock that evening, picked me up, finally got me home, which was just a torturous trip, riding in the car, and helped me lay down on the bed with my clothes on and everything, and they left me there. Didn't want to, but I insisted. I said, "I'll be okay, just put the garage door down on the way out." So I spent the next 3 days crawling around everywhere because I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. And pretty well went that way for about a week, and gradually got better, so I didn't require to do anything. And then this past March, I started getting a pain in my leg. I'd be walking, and I'd get a pain go down my leg and make me jerk my leg up and It's like, ouch, you know. And then that continued to get worse. It got where I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit. I could only sit by anywhere by leaning clear over my right side, propped up on something. And the only way I could get relief was to lay on the floor with my leg propped up on a chair. So I came to the disc center here, Mid-America Disc Center, and they looked at my old MRI. I guess it was an MRI instead of CT scan 2 years ago, and they said they could help me. So I started treatment. At that time, I had extreme pain in my right hip, like a big hard knot of excruciating deep bone pain. Went down my leg, down my femur, down my leg, got down my calf. My calf felt like I had a big Charlie horse that never went away. And then the rest of the way down, it was a sharp knife-like pain, went down to my ankle, my foot, and my big toe. And then I had tingling and numbing in my toe and my feet. So I came to the disc center and we started treatment. And about a third of the way through my treatment, I'm up, about, walking. I've got a limit to what I do. If I don't overdo it, I can drive. I can't stand more than 15 minutes or sit on a hard surface more than a half hour. But I'm really making progress. I don't have the deep, hard pain. I don't have the excruciating pain. It just works wonders. You know, I should have come sooner because my wife had spinal decompression here, a treatment plan a couple of years ago. At that time, she'd been in a wheelchair and couldn't walk. And she got, after treatment was completed, she was back without, not using a wheelchair, walking and getting about. She did use a cane when we were out in groups, just in case somebody bumped her, so it wouldn't knock her down. But she's frail. She's a small woman. She weighs about 95 pounds. Used to be 5'4". Now she's 5 foot because her back's a mess, all of it, and they really helped her. And she's having trouble with her cervical disc, and she'll probably be coming back to the center here for treatment on that. I would recommend this place to anyone that has especially excruciating pain, pain they don't think they can bear. At least come and see the clinic, and if you have a recent or MRI where they can take a look at, they can take a look at and tell you where they think they can help you or not. And also, if they don't think they can help you, they won't. They'll tell you that, and they won't offer you any plan or any help. You know, they're right up front, honest, very caring people. Everyone here just goes out of the way to make sure that you're not suffering any more than you need to be.
My name is Wagner Chiropractic, and before I started the decompression, my back hurt all the time. It hurt when I was sitting, and especially when I was sleeping, when I was laying down. Like I said, there were so many nights that I was up pacing the floor because of the pain. I had gone to a pain doctor, and they did an MRI. They were going to start with shots, but before that they gave me something that I did not want to take, an opioid, for the pain, and I would prefer to stay off of pills and do everything naturally. The first time I came here, first of all, the staff is wonderful. They took me to a table, they had me lay down for my decompression, but they explained everything that was going on ahead of time, so I was not nervous. They are always with you anytime that you're on the table. They stop by, make sure you're comfortable. They'll give you blankets if you need it, pillows. The decompression is the most relaxing thing I've ever done. In fact, I'm a little upset that can't come back for another 6 weeks because I would prefer to come back every 4 weeks just for the decompression. Now, I never wake up because of my back, ever. Travel was tough, riding in a car, on an airplane, it was ridiculous. I was in such pain. But now, everything's just great. I have to thank Disc Centers of America again for giving me my life back. I can move, I can walk, I can ride a bike, I can do all the things that I hadn't been able to do before.
Before I came, I couldn't turn my head from side to side. I could only move it about 2 inches each way, and it hurt all the time. And whenever I started coming, the first time I tried it, I got relief from the pain, and after about probably 10 treatments, I started noticing I could move my head more and more from side to side, and whenever I finished with the treatments, I could look over my shoulder, look back, and hadn't been able to do that for a long time. And I still have a little pain once in a while, but it's very bearable, and it's feels good to have the relief from all the pain. Yes, I would recommend it to somebody with pain. I was told that I needed to take shots, and I tried a couple of them, and they didn't. One did decent for about a week. The other one took the pain away for about 2 hours. And there was a lot of risk involved with the needle and the shots. And anybody that they said the next step would be surgery to relieve the pain, and that's risky. And if anybody has a lot of pain and the doctors recommend the only thing to do is have surgery, I would highly recommend them to come here and try this before they do that.
My name's Wayne Small, and about a year ago I came into the office and I couldn't stand upright. I couldn't sit down. When he told me what he was going to do and how long it was going to take, I was really skeptic. The decompression part of it, I mean, it made sense, but I didn't believe how it was going to work. But getting on the tables and the people, I think being relaxed with the atmosphere that was here, the girls did a great job, and every time we come in they were upbeat, and I think that helps the decompression is if you can relax and be at ease when you go there. So I think that was probably the biggest part of it, was being able to relax while you were going on. I could tell a difference in the way you stand and how you feel, and it was like I didn't have any pain at all. Now, I couldn't lay in bed, so I slept in a recliner or curled up on a couch for almost 3 months before this. So, and now I do about whatever I want to do and when I want to do it. My quality of life was very bad, and like I say, since the last treatments, I've came back in for a treatment in December and then one in April. Probably do another one again in February or August of this year, but I've been able to do anything. We went to Florida last year, and I went out fishing in the boats, and we built fences, and we did about everything we wanted to do. Well, I want to thank the Disc Centers of America, number one, for coming up with the idea, and number two, for having it out where
just about anybody can afford to have it done to their backs or to their spines. I recommend that if you've got back problems, let them take a look.
Disc Centers of America, a call to us can change your life.